Hello everyone, my name is Amelia Bowerly and I'm a product designer and monitor. And today I'm going to be walking through how we're planning to move incident management to complete. Before I dive into updates and designs, I wanted to give a quick monitor staffing update. What was two groups in monitor, APM and health, has become just one team. All of APM has been reassigned to other stages, which means that Nadia will now be part of CI/CD. I just wanted to say a huge thanks to Nadia for all of her wonderful work over the past year. She's been great to work with, and we wish her all the best of luck in her new group. So going from two groups in monitor to one has been a big change for us as a team. And for the past couple of weeks, we've been trying to refocus and redefine our plan going forward, especially as we now take on all of the APM feature areas in addition to the ones we were previously covering. So in conversation with the team, we identified that our primary goal over the next few milestones is to get all of our internal teams dogfooding our incident management features as soon as possible. Our urgent priority as a stage group is to get our usage numbers up. This is tricky in monitor because our features are still in very early stages of development. So it's hard to get, for example, larger enterprise customers to adopt them. They're just not all quite there yet. But if we can get our SRE team, our dev on call team, and our security teams using our features, we can get more feedback on them more quickly and improve them faster as well. And then when our teams are using our features and we can tell a compelling story about how it's working for them, it may help others to make the switch too. So we're also looking again at our triage workflow to figure out where there are areas for improvement. And what you see on the screen right now is where we're at currently in terms of the triage workflow. So a user will set up an alert integration. We will receive the alerts from their monitoring tool and display them in a list view. If it's a serious alert, people can escalate it to an incident. And that incident is a special kind of issue that would then be addressed within GitLab. And then the incident is resolved. So this first flow on the top is kind of where it is now, and this flow on the bottom is where it will be. And the items in green are the areas that we've identified as opportunities for improvement and future growth. So this first green box on the left, improving how integrations are set up and continuing to refine incidents, which is right here, are some of the opportunities we've identified for iterative improvement. And I'll show you some examples of the things we're thinking about there later on in the presentation. In addition, there's an on-call scheduling piece, which is right here. When there's an alert, how do the appropriate people know there's an alert? We don't really have anything in place for that yet. So we'll need to figure out how this piece works to be properly competitive in the space and allow our teams to dog food our incident management features. So with all of these goals in mind, Sarah Waldner, our PM, has created a roadmap for us as a team for the next few milestones. And the epics listed are a combination of small improvements to existing pages and rounding out the feature set to ensure we're not missing any key functionality in our triage workflow. We're going to tackle all of these items over the next few milestones. I won't read through this whole slide because there's a lot there, but if you're curious, please check out the links on the slides afterwards. But in the context of this UX showcase, I wanted to walk you through some of the updates that we're planning for each. So one of the areas we're looking to continue improving are our dedicated incidents. As discussed in Monitor's last showcase, incidents are a new issue type. We're continuing to build this issue type out, and it will take us a few milestones to do so. In 13.4 specifically, we're building out the tab structure, which you can see up here. And we're removing some of the sidebar items, as well as starting to build some of the new sidebar widgets specifically for incidents. We're also making plans for additional improvements to the incident issue type. For example, we're working to improve the metrics tab on incidents. So that's right here. Our plan was to have a metrics tab that would automatically surface relevant metrics when the incident is created. But in those instances where we can't automatically surface metrics, how can we help people utilize this tab and organize the content in their incidents? The proposal that we've been working on is to allow people to upload their own metric screenshots. You can kind of see the drag and drop field down here. So if a user has a different tool that they are utilizing for their charting and their metrics, they can take a screenshot and post it right in this tab, which will allow anyone who comes into the incident to see all of the relevant metrics all in one place. And this work is currently scheduled for 13.5. So the next improvement area is continuing to build out the dedicated list view for incidents. And before I show some of the designs, I wanted to step back and talk a little bit about why we need a separate incident list. In interviews with SMB customers, we found that since they have small teams, they just wanted a single list that contained all of their issues, bugs, and incidents. They only have a few people and they didn't want to have to look in multiple different places to see their incidents and all of their other things that they need to work on. However, 100% of our SRE team members that were surveyed preferred having incidents displayed in a separate list from issues. In having these conversations, we realized there's going to be a difference in how SMB and larger enterprise customers wanted to consume incidents, in part because the larger customers have specialized teams for dealing with alerts and incidents, while smaller teams don't. And as discussed earlier in this presentation, we've decided to prioritize workflows that best fit our SRE team. So we're working to build out the incident list as they've requested. So what you see on the screen now is the list view that we are slowly iterating towards. The first iteration in 13.3 just included the title field, the date, and the assignee. But this milestone, we're adding in severity to the list view. So you can see that right here. The severity will be linked to the alert severity, but users will also have the option to adjust the severity in a new sidebar widget on the incident itself. So in this milestone, we're refining both the incident list and the incident issue type as well. So another area that we identified as needing some love was the adding integrations piece of the triage workflow. So how do people currently add integrations for alerts? Our quick way, our MVC way of adding integrations was a simple form that allowed people to copy a webhook URL and an authorization key, and then input those details into their monitoring tool, which would then allow for the sending of alerts to GitLab. In user testing, we discovered that this way of adding integrations wasn't particularly clear or scalable. It also doesn't allow for any customization. So we started thinking about how we can improve this experience. We've come up with a proposal to introduce an integration wizard. So essentially, we're going to replace that original form that you saw on the previous slide with the wizard that you see here on the left. As we do so, we'll be adding additional integration types And right now we have REST integration and Prometheus as integration options. And as part of this effort, we'll introduce email and custom integrations, and that will round out our initial offering for integrations. So again, here is on the left is the wizard where people would select the integration type, and on the right is step 3 from the custom integration screen, where users can map fields between their alerting tool and GitLab's. When we ran solution validation on these designs in 13.3 and got tons of good feedback on how to fine tune the designs. So we've made updates to the designs, and implementation on the wizard is scheduled to start in 13.5. So the last missing piece of the triage workflow, on-call scheduling. So this is the piece we haven't addressed yet. And essentially, it allows people to create schedules which define who will be contacted when an alert is fired. Many people may have heard of PagerDuty. That's what our team uses currently to handle this situation. So we're not anticipating starting this work until 13.6 in terms of when we're going to start building it, but we've started problem validation for this feature, and we've also started some initial design discovery. In terms of the design discovery, I've been diving into some competitive analysis, and I've been working with Sarah Waldner to outline workflows and define both the MVC and subsequent iterations for this feature. What's shown here is a screenshot of part of my competitive analysis, but if you want to check out the full view, the Miro link is available in the slides. So in summary, walking through all of this, we've got an awful lot of work to do. And there has been a lot of change on our team, but we're pushing forward. And we have a good plan in place for continuing to improve our incident management features. And we're totally committed to getting incident management ready for our SRE team to utilize it. And as we move closer to complete in incident management, we'll be figuring out additional ways to drive usage for our features. So that's all I had to share for today. Thank you so much for watching this recording. And please let me know if you have any questions either in Slack or after this call. I would certainly love to chat more if you have any thoughts or suggestions. Thanks very much.